Hey everyone, my name is Emily and thank you for watching Misfit Hippies. On today's video, I'd like to show you how I personally breed my superworms. So I guess for starters, why would you want to breed superworms? For me personally, I've had Apollo here for 6 years and have gotten more reptiles along our journey. He is ravenous and will eat so many. Apollo was ready to square up, so I put him back. So why do I personally breed superworms? We have several reptiles and invertebrates that like to eat them. We figured it'd be cheaper to breed them. Now at first it was super overwhelming. I looked at a bunch of YouTube videos and some people have these giant bins and I was like, whoa, I want to get on that level, but I got to start out somewhere. And that's why I started with this 3-tiered bin that has the pupa in the top, the worms in the middle, and the beetles at the bottom. And this is what's worked best for me. So you might be asking yourself, how do I get the pupa and the beetles? Well, let me show you. In a container that I call the Pupation Station, I'll separate each superworm into their own containers. Now I got these condiment containers from a local store by me and it costs roughly $3. Now when you're trying to get a superworm to pupate, they don't need food or water, but they do need air. So I'll take a safety pin and pop a hole in the top of the container. That way they can still breathe. Now you want to get them separated and into a dark area. They don't pupate as well if there's light. After getting them separated, you're going to want to leave them alone for about 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, when you open the container back up, you'll see that some of the superworms have gone into a C position. This C position is a good indicator that your superworms are about to pupate. Now, the pupation stage is what a lot of people think look like little aliens. They do. They look crazy, and it's awesome to me that when they first become a pupa or a pupae, they will be completely white. And as time goes on, you'll see their eyes starting to darken and their little antennas and then their legs. When the legs turn very dark, that is a very, very, very good indicator that you are about to have your own beetle. Once your beetle's ready, it will start to emerge from its old exoskeleton and it will come out white. And over time, it will go from white to a lighter brown to a darker brown, and eventually you end up with your black darkling beetle. Now, I won't lie, this all happened by mistake one day. I was cleaning out my gecko's enclosure and I saw a little darkling beetle on the bottom of his enclosure. I must have tossed in a superworm, he didn't eat it, it was able to hide well enough in order to pupate and then become a beetle. So that beetle then started a domino effect in my head. After finding that beetle, I got really intrigued, and that's what made me want to start breeding my own. After doing more research on darkling beetles, I found out that, like most of every species, when they get older, they start to slow down in reproduction. So I wanted to figure out a way to tell them apart. After doing some research, I learned that I could put a dot of acrylic paint on their shell once it's hardened. And that just helps me determine who is who and who's getting older and who's younger and who is breeding more and who is not. It might be because I have a 5-year-old who's obsessed with rainbows, but I decided to go in rainbow order. And I don't mark every single one. If I have 3 beetles or 4 beetles that come out around the same time period, let's say within the same week, I'll mark those all one color. So as of right now, we have red and orange, and I'm gonna get ready to mark the yellow. And all this literally does is tell me roughly what age they are. So after you get all of your beetles in the same container, they will then start mating. And fortunately and unfortunately, this is how far I've gotten thus far. I know all of you guys were probably ready for me to show you the eggs and them emerging, but I don't have personal experience with that quite yet. I will say I've gotten about 9 more beetles, give and take, since I started this about a month and a half ago. And I see them mating constantly, so I don't have a doubt that there will be eggs in the near future. Who knows, there might already be some in there. And then after the eggs are laid a couple weeks later, they will hatch into baby superworms, where then I'll put them back in the middle with the large superworms, and we'll start all over again. This has been so much fun for me and my family. You know, I did this for food for our reptiles and inverts, and in the end, I really am proud of myself. I don't know if it's like this for everyone, but for me personally, I see other people kicking butt on YouTube sometimes with breeding different insects and reptiles and everything, and I always think it's going to be too hard for myself. And I don't know why, but I'm sure there's some other people out there too that are like, oh, this is too hard, don't know if I can do it. And I'm just letting you know, if I can do it, you can do it. This has been so rewarding and just overall fun. It's really fun. I love bugs. I'm obsessed with bugs, so the fact that I think these beetles are gorgeous. I see a lot of beetles with that shiny coating finish, and these don't. These have that matte black, and I think that's beautiful for whatever reason. So if you have any reptiles or inverts at home that would enjoy a superworm here and there, I would highly recommend trying to breed your own because overall it's a very fun process, free food for your reptiles, and in my book that's a win-win. Well guys, that's all I have for this video. If you liked it, then please give it a big old thumbs up, and if you want to see more, then please hit that subscribe button. I'm Emily, and thank you for watching Misfit Hippies. Until next time.